Hello, everybody. Becca will be here shortly. Oh, here she comes. Becca, we're live.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Nice to see everybody back. I'm so happy to be back. Thank you for having me.
It's so good to have you back. We've missed you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
Just giving everybody a second to settle in. We've got 136 people in the room and growing. I did a little video of Lucy out walking in the garden today. We got up to 60 degrees here today, which is warm for us this time of year.
Oh, wow.
My questions are so all over the place. Y'all just pipe in anytime you want to do one of your questions.
I'm just here for the ride.
Okay.
So. I think I just had that one, and I just seen that today.
Let's do the Tulsi one first. That's a good one to kick off with.
So she is now trying to pressure Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders to put her or to speak up for her so she can participate in the debates. I just want to know, are they?
Yeah, because she hasn't qualified when there were all these other people. Now they're down to 2. She wants to be on the stage.
Yeah. You wait till everybody drops out and then you say, hey, put me in there. No.
Will she be allowed to join the debate?
Like that just reeks of sneakiness to me.
Yeah, that just reeks of backdoor pandering.
Mm-hmm. I could say it was a strategy if that was a strategy, but I can't say that.
It's blatant. Mm-hmm. It's sending a big message. Yeah, we're going to have one of those nights with the sense of humor. I can see already. Up to almost 400 in the room, growing fast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, with the time change, I lost track of time today. It was like I kept looking at my clocks, and then I'd look at my phone. I was like, "Why is it different?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, we jumped forward." The day went so quick. I was like, "Dang." My little brain couldn't kick in. What are you getting, Johnny?
Well, I get a yes, but I don't feel as though that would be accurate. Like, I doubt it very seriously. Because it's dependent on an in particular action. I'll say it that way. So I get 6 of Wands and 6 of Cups. So there's the victory and then the nostalgia, right? The happy return. Then you get the strength and the 5 of Wands. So they figure her supporters, whoever they are, would come out and say that she needs to be a part. Interestingly enough, look at the card, that they would allow her to go and debate, right? This is the politics card.
Yeah, block the mouth.
There's the 5 of Cups, so there is some sorrow around the resource woman. I think it's a pipe dream.
Yeah, I had that too.
But it ends in the Ace of Wands, so maybe it's not a yes. It's a she doesn't get in, but something else ensues afterwards. So it's some sort of protest or some sort of negative story or some sort of something that is going to come out of this because she's kind of powerless to resist. So, and then of course, well done. I get the devil and the fear, but she has something that she is going to do afterwards. I'll say it that way.
What are you getting, Becca?
So the top row I did was for Joe Biden, to see if he would fight to get her into the debates. He's looking like he's wanting to keep it pretty clean and pretty kosher. because there's news coming in, perhaps something about his quite possibly upcoming administration here with the House, but he wants to keep it clean and peaceful. And then for Bernie Sanders, there's trouble around Tulsi here. Perhaps this is he may try to not go there because this may tarnish his reputation, because here's his career and reputation, and then there's trouble after it. Lies, deceit, betrayal, and there's two women involved here. One is the queen of clubs here with the snake, and then the other one here, which is the ace of spades. So one of these women is presenting as Tulsi Gabbard, but she's trouble. She's a lot of trouble. So he may try to sidestep this some way, shape, or form. So that's what I'm getting.
Maybe you should look and see, does she have something that she's blackmailing them with to get in?
Or he could probably try to sidestep because he doesn't want to be attacked for his relationships with women type thing, to where they think he's some anti-feminist.
That, and there's also another woman here that is quite vindictive, and she's part of a person that held office at one point. I'm not just going to leave that there.
So Hillary.
Yeah. I get they've got the rules set, but she wants to be the center of attention. That's why she wants in. She's feeling, in the past victorious that she's hung in there after everybody else dropped out. It's an illusion why she wants in, though. There's a mask on about it. But I get that, whether this is the DNC and what's his name, Perez, kind of putting their foot down and sticking to the rules. I have anxiety for her. I have loss, and I have delayed. And then I've got the King of Wands, maybe looking into this a little bit. So maybe we should look and see.
Because that Ace of Wands, something new's coming out of this after all this is said and done.
Yeah, so maybe we should look and see what's Tulsi's angle here. What's the DNC going to find out? Why is it even a question? It's like you're not polling enough. You're not getting enough votes. There's no excuse. What is going on with this? She's got a plan. So she's executing to a plan.
I think it's being or not being questioned as to why she's even still doing this, because she hasn't formally dropped out. And we get the Two of Wands, like there is still some sort of outlook that she could have, like she's still in the race with the Strength and the Nine of Wands, like she's still trying to move forward with it. And then the 10 of Swords and the Page of Wands means she's going to lose her support and messaging anyway, but they figure, I guess, since she didn't drop out, then try your best.
I'm getting something about money, about her money news, because what I have on the bottom, she is planning. Her challenge is to get her plan off the ground, and it has to do with coming from a place of money. She's been sitting like a spider, biding her time, right? Just sitting and waiting. There's, I feel like, some foreign influence on this, and then I've got the White House crowning the reading. So I feel like they're trying to get her to higher ground here, and she's trying to temper the elections. But then I get this money news and all this big money. So there's money behind this with her.
Now, well, wait, Becca, what did you get? Because I want to ask one more question on that.
So I'm getting money too, Jen. There's something suspicious going on here with her money. This could be in regards to perhaps funding, where the funding's coming from for her campaign. And then there is an organization or an institution. This could also be in reference to the people that are high up in a chain because of the tower. And again, there's that woman, and she has problems with her. So it's like her angle either way is suspicious here. And it's the suspicion looks to be around where the money's coming from, how she's being funded, and what her angle is to get into government. And there's a problem here with the woman.
So I wanted to know, because her campaign has raised like $2 million. So she has like $11 million total that she's raised, period. Like the lowest ad spending was way more than what she's raised, period. Like she has no money. Her campaign has very, very little money. I'll say it that way. How is she even still there? So when I did a reading a long time ago, I seen that she has some support coming from some man or some group of people that deal in land, real estate, or big money that has something to do with land or real estate. I want to see what y'all would get. Like, so where's her secret money coming from?
Where's her hidden? Because it's hidden. Because if she's only showing like 11 million, she's keeping it hidden until she can get
higher up
in there and start banging out ads, I guess. Mm-hmm. Where is her money? Where's it coming from?
Because she's still going around the world. She said the reason she's still in the race is because she is still wanting to talk to average American people about anti-war and pulling out of Pakistan and, that type of thing, or Afghanistan.
Here's that new action. Trying to execute her plan. She's starting to get a little anxious now.
Got that fishes again, I see.
Mm-hmm. You see that? Central to the reading, and that was the question, where's the money coming from? Coming from an organization that's clouded over and shaded over. It's secret, it's dark, it's in the shadows. That's what I'm getting.
I'm getting the same cards I got earlier today with Psychic Violetta. She's backed by Russia strongly to do the work. And I have on the bottom like she's got money in two places, like she's juggling money from here to there.
Mm-hmm. Jeez.
I don't know why all roads have to point back to Russia. it's
I get
like,
the too, though. I mean, it's somewhere over there or someone over there that she's getting money from.
Some oligarch or something, just like Mitch McConnell.
Lord.
Wow. So maybe we should ask, like, is she going to suddenly start going up in the votes because of foreign influence?
Let me switch it up. Ask the Oracle. Will she gain support?
Using her foreign influence money. No, I'm getting endings right on the bottom. She's going to have to walk away. She's still getting the money, though. She gets to hang on to the money even though she walks away. She's got some foreign deal up. She's probably using her campaign finance things to hide the money for money laundering or something.
Becca, you go, because that ring and is that the bouquet as well?
Mm-hmm.
That looks
She's
quite
got a contract with an organization or a contract with her campaign for gifts. I just asked, will she rise in the polls due to foreign influence? There's a contract here within an organization to give her gifts within this organization. That's as far as I went. I only pulled 3 cards, but these are all positives. So that may be the agreement here with an organization for some sort of a benefit.
I get vanity and beauty and then rejection. So it's on a deeper meaning. It's like there is something deeper that's not coming to the forefront. The Mother of Dawn and the Lady of Mass, which means vanity and beauty, something that seems like something else on the surface. And then I get rejection with the matriarch. So I don't think she's going to get like enough support to where she's going to take from or be that Ross Perot, that third party who splits the vote. But for some reason, she does get more support than she should. Yeah. Being who she is and where she's polling and that type of thing.
So, yeah, we've gotten before like that she's, because she's got access to the DNC information and stuff, that maybe she's peddling some of that information to help, Trump and Republicans.
Yeah, there's the gifts, and this is co-create means working with someone else on the opposite side, because that's a bird and a cat, and then they have an egg covered in cheetah spots. So it's like working with someone on the opposite side, and then the loyal heart as well. So I think this is just me. Now, if y'all disagree, y'all can disagree out there in YouTube land, but I think that she's a Republican.
Purely for entertainment purposes only.
Yes. I think she's a Republican just on this side of the fence.
Yeah, I get that feeling too. Wow. Okay, so the World Health Organization offered us, offered the U.S. Testing kits for the bug, the crown bug. Why did we turn them down? Why did we turn them down? We need more testing kits. Why did we turn them down? Is Trump trying to make money off testing kits? What's the deal?
I'm going to ask, why did the Trump administration turn down testing kits? I'll ask mine that way.
From the WHO, the World Health Organization.
Interesting.
What are you getting, Becca? Because I'm having trouble with my final outcome cards here.
Okay, so on the top row, I have the house, the birds, the stars, the ring, and the book. That's talking about the administration has been having meetings, conversations, negotiations, phone calls. There's a small group of people, 7 to 12, that are involved in this sort of a spread, but they're working on contracts that are being kept secret. On the second row, we're seeing the ship, the man, the crossroads, the snake, and the scythe. This is talking about a foreign man, quite possibly several, because he's crowned here by the birds, and he's got the crossroads right over. So this looks like a group of men that are letting this thing spread. With the stars, this is something that spreads and metastasizes. With the crossroads, it gives it a road, channels for it to go, perhaps through travel here with the ship. And then there is some lies, deceit, betrayal, big problems, and then something is suddenly cut off. There is a contract here, some sort of a contract or a negotiation that they're working on that is false, and the secret that is suddenly revealed. But it looks like that secret has to do with vaccinations. or some sort of an injection here with the scythe. These two is swiftly cutting off the spread. And this could also be in reference to the spread and something that is sharp, like a knife, a syringe, a needle for injections. There's multiple people involved in this, and here is traveling, going far away on holiday, on vacation, and then it spreads. And it's also a way to perhaps cut off people from coming in here, because the house mirrors over here to the scythe. And then the ship mirrors over here to the book. So this could be talking about keeping people out from not entering. But there's a lot of misinformation, false. What people are speaking, these men are speaking is false. It's a lie. But I'm seeing 7 with this man here, quite possibly 13 people that are involved in this. I'm seeing this man, one woman here, and another man here. But they're all in on a contract that they're trying to great.
They're all in on a contract, and that's why that he wouldn't take the deal from the WHO organization. Then.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
What are you getting, Johnny?
I get that. I'm using the deck that I use reversals in, and all of them come up reversed. So there's the chariot reverse, which means that this is not progress whatsoever. It's supposed to. It's hindered on purpose for some reason or another. I get there is a lack of communication, but this is not just lack of communication. There was a cut off of communication. So there was an intentional cut off of communication. And I seen the comments, T-Barb says, no tests, no positives. So it's like there is some sort of lie that's trying to be put forth that this is not affecting America, because this is now upside down. It's not affecting us as it is in the tower. This was a purposeful thing. This was not an accident of any sort. This was a plan. There was a story put out. I'm not confirming this story. This is just what I hear. A story put out that the response is that they have a handle on the coronavirus, but they don't, because there was no investigation, there was no search up, there was no nothing. And there are a group of men that are in charge of this response. This in particular response saying that we have a handle on things when they actually don't. There will be some sort of maybe plan or vaccine, but it's going to cost money or make them money or something of that sort.
Look at that group of men card. They're like laying there doing nothing.
Yep.
Yeah, we're working hard on it for you.
And the money's there anyhow, yes. And then of course I get secret. And this one come right side up.
Yeah.
So this is a part of their narrative, actually.
Yeah. I get the White House is behind it. On the bottom I had, waiting for something to come in from overseas. I've got the White House is behind this completely, not accepting the things from the WHO organization. The challenge is there's a secret hidden agenda here. So they're trying to make things look pretty, like they're trying to make it look like everything's fine, but there are foreign leaders involved here that they're cooperating with. But they're about to get slammed with judgment from peoples here in our country. So there's a lot of fighting and bickering going on. There's stealing going on.
Oh, wow.
And there's things are going to come to an end here. So somebody is stealing, stealing within our government. There's going to be new actions and a lot of overflowing of emotions here. There's stealing going on, and I feel like that there's going to end up being some legal issues over this. But they were slowing down everything because of the involvement with the foreign leaders.
Now, the response to the virus is directly connected to his chances for reelection.
Yep.
Why would they risk it?
Because he's blaming Obama and the Democrats now for the virus.
So on my previous spread on the bottom, I had the stars over the crossroads. That's hope for the elections. Okay, so by making it look like everything's under control, he's falsifying the facts and making it look like no, nothing's wrong here. So it doesn't affect his poll numbers. So it ups his chance at reelection. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it still doesn't make any sense because nobody's stupid. If you get sick, you get sick. You can't.
Well, I guess he just hopes that some Democratic voters die off.
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
Oh, my gosh. Purely for entertainment purposes only. So let's see how this strategy of his is going to work. Trying to make it look like it's not so bad. And how's this strategy going to work for Trump? They're going to come back and bite him in the butt. Even when we have a flu epidemic, we can get vaccines and medicine, Ooh, my White House card keeps flipping out. That's going to be the card of the night.
All these are reversed too. It's not going to work out well. I get the judgment card in the middle. The problem will be the death toll. Even if it's 1, you still can't say that your response was swift enough or appropriate enough. I think we're up to 19. It's in 33 states. He has the Democrats on their head here, but the Republicans are also on their head. So this is not a partisan thing. This will be a thing to where it's going to be more on his head than anybody else's, because I get the King of Swords, which is him, also reversed, and the Knight of Wands, which is supposed to be progress, but it's not. So this affects him big time, and he cannot escape this. Outcome is the Hierophant reverse. So this in particular thing could cripple his presidency and his chances for re-election.
Yeah. I've got on the bottom the pack your bags, you're moving. Like that's how bad it's gonna. He's gonna have to move out of the White House. That's how bad it is. It's like I've got it's disruptive. The tower is on him. The challenge, is going to be all the stuff about money. I think we're going to find out later. And the money that he's trying to make off of this. He's sitting there. Here's Trump, smug little Trump, trying to act like they're taking action. But it all comes down to money news. So I'm getting he's going to be out in the cold. There are people, he's going to be put in defense mode, and then investigations are going to be put on him for what he did in response to the virus.
So I'm getting the coffin, which is quite literally the deaths, and people talking about the deaths. Those numbers keep fluctuating and going up, perhaps spreading as this thing continues to spread and metastasize. It looks like he's worried and thinking about the money, specifically the markets, trade, stocks, and then some sort of a slowdown to the money, slow down to the economy, slow down to the money, slow down to the markets. On the bottom row, I got the snake, the scythe, the child, the heart, and the ring. It's like whatever he's lying about here in regards to the fatalities here, that gets suddenly cut off and revealed. Somebody is stopped from talking this way. They cut somebody off from talking. And there's some sort of a new contract, perhaps that there may be a child involved here with the contract, and there might be hope here with something to do with the child, because that person has an agreement, but there's also a delayed agreement here. I'm seeing 7 to 12 people here, this person, and then there's a moneyed man here. Yep.
So
So this doesn't look like it's going to play well for him. So he may
So let's look at the stock market. Like, will it continue to be volatile, and will that also impact Trump?
I know when I was gone, it was dipping and coming up and dipping and coming up like crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It went down 1,200 points one day, 1191. And then the next day it went down 300. And then a week later it went down 600 or something like that.
Oh, Lord.
Yes. That 1191 in one day was a big deal.
Earlier today, when I was watching, it was up like 500 or something crazy. So it's like there's definitely a lot of volatility going on. They're probably seeding the stock market. But
so what was the question you want me to ask, Jen?
I'm trying to think of a better way of phrasing it. How should we put it, Johnie?
Will it continue to drop? Because if it continues to drop, it also affects Republicans.
Yeah.
And that then in turns affects his presidency and his reelection.
Okay.
They care more about their money than they do about anything else.
So prior to the election, will it continue to drop?
Because they do want to do an artificial stimulus to pump money into the economy, or into the stock market, I should say.
Oh.
Should probably look at China too. See what's going through Xi's mind.
They're going to keep the public in the dark about it, like we're dumb, but then it gets revealed. So I got the stork, the lilies, and then the man. This is saying that with the storks, it leaves and returns. So over a prolonged period of time, this thing is going to fluctuate. It's going to go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And quite possibly there's an older man here with seniority and a woman here and him. So I'm not quite sure if this is in reference to McConnell, because this is someone that's got seniority, that is somewhat of a leader. They watch over everybody else because of their rank. And then there's a woman here as well. But here it's saying that they're going to try to keep the public in the dark, but it gets revealed anyways. So they may be in discussions about, because with the storks, it's quite literally artificial. It's very, what do you call this? Artificial. It's kind of flaky, kind of fake. So there's going to be some flakiness in the stock market, but he may have two people here that are with the birds, or the storks here, may be advising him on how to inflate it or make it go up, but it's going to take time. This doesn't happen instantly overnight. So it looks like long-term fluctuations. So that's as more people quite literally go to a very big park where you go to rest forever, like that's that get revealed. So that's what I'm getting. What are you guys getting?
So I get the 9 of Wands, and then it's followed by the 10 of Swords reversed. So the 9 of Wands would be like the uphill battle, it's the perseverance. It's like going forward, and then the 10 of Swords reversed. So it's like it's suddenly cut off, or it's like the messaging behind the struggle, that 9 of Wands is cut off, and we are like in a new age with the Empress card here. And then the 9 of Swords is reversed. So now we are sort of alleviating some of the stress. The 6 of Pentacles, however, is also reversed. So this is actually just a false narrative that the stock market is fine. Don't pay attention to your lying eyes. There is no big changes coming. Here's the Death card. Like everything kind of stays the same. The 8 of Wands, they're trying to control the narrative, but for some reason it comes out anyway, like most things do. There is a walking away of a policy here with the Queen of Cups. What's happening is the 4 of Wands, this is the White House turned on its head. He is starting to cost people money, and this is what they care about, him and his little tight-knit group of people. And there will be a prompt resurrection. This is not a resurrection of something old. This is resurrection or something new. This is something old. So that in particular narrative that they're going to push that everything's fine, everything's getting better, is actually a false one, and it will affect his support.
Yeah, I'm getting the wall is thin too. You know, the Knight of Wands, like having to defend, but worn down. I'm getting a sense of a false narrative too here. Like they're going to really try to put a positive spin on it with a lot of force behind it. But I get that it's going to continue to fall for a while. It will start to climb again, but it's because there are some people working together on the money, and I'm getting that it's an illusion. They're going to try to make it appear like a bull market. I got this last week when we were reading, and I feel like, you know, the bully card, like they're trying to create it to look like a bull market, like it's positive, but it's an illusion. They're pumping it up. There's a lot of work going on behind the scenes with this, you know, involving the practicality of money and stuff, but they've got all kinds of hidden agendas, and I'm getting it's going to take time, and the devil comes and gets him justice. Mm-hmm. It's like because he's working with other people on this, and it's like they're tampering with the stock market.
I asked if it would, I don't mean to interject, I just got curious, and I asked if it would cause a recession. I got the ring, which is positive, the house, which is neutral. It's ending here with the fish, which is positive. These two are men. There's an agreement in the administration between two men, and they're playing in the stock market and perhaps making contracts and agreements around it to try to make it secure and stabilize it. So I don't know if this would be Mnuchin and somebody else, but there's two men involved, or Ross, Wilbur Ross or somebody, because this is also in regards to having contracts around properties here. For houses that are for sale, real estate properties and money. So perhaps they're going to try to move that route around real estate to try to create some sort of, I don't know, paint a picture that things are a lot rosier than what they really are. So didn't somebody raise or lower the interest rates again?
Well, yeah, they lowered the interest rates, but maybe they're going to do like Mnuchin did during 2008, try to bring a little bit of a crash so that he can, you know, he the foreclosure king. That's how he made a bunch of money. He got a bunch of properties and then sold them at a profit later.
Yep, because I'm seeing something around real estate, contracts for real estate, and there's two men that are involved in that. So,
wow. Roger Stone found Jesus this week.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. Did he really? Is the question.
So we're asking if Roger Stone found Jesus.
Did he really find him? In his jail cell? It's like Johnie and I were talking the other night about Jim Baker. Jim Baker never read the Bible till he was locked up in prison. The TV and evangelical guy. If you pull the devil card, I'm losing it. Like when we asked, what's Trump's religion?
Well, did he find Jesus?
Somebody just said, didn't know Jesus was lost. Yeah, but Roger didn't know where he was. He didn't have his number. Run, hide, Jesus. Unless Jesus is holding money, I don't think he found it. Oh my God. What'd you get?
I get there's a false narrative, basically.
Yeah. It's a mask. But it's funny how it's coming through the cards.
I don't know who this person is. My Knight of Cups is a little different.
That looks like Jared Kushner to me.
Or is that his new roommate in jail?
And it's crossed by strength. So there is a narrative that they would love to push forward that he is possibly, like, this sounds conspiratorial. Like, they want a church.
Well, and they also want to make it look like he's redeemed himself. So if Trump pardons him, oh, he's a good guy. He's a Christian now.
Because this is humility. This is being useful. Because you go from a towering tree to a broom. So this is like you trying to be a little more temperate in your reactions and a little more meek in your existence. I do get never-ending story after that, which is continual drama. Changing the winds, and then this is where this is like the Hierophant. This is conformity. And then this is like the justice. So there seems to be like some sort of false balance. Like, I'm trying to put forth this image that I am a reformed person, but you still hang out with the same people. So you're the same type of Christian that believes in Donald Trump. So I can't really say you found Jesus, because Jesus is like the antithesis of Donald Trump. So if you really found Jesus, it's not showing here. I'll just say that. maybe it's Jesus. Maybe that's who you found. If you find Jesus.
Maybe he found Billy Bob in the cell next door.
Because I'm not getting Jesus. I don't get religion card at all.
What'd you get, Becca?
You guys are gonna laugh. He's got an advisor here.
Yeah.
That he's following in the footsteps of, and he may have taken some wisdom from this person. I'm getting a strong pull about Mike Pence on this. I don't know why. We have the dog here, and he's followed by the lilies. The lilies is the king of spades. This is a friend that is old, a friend that is older, white-haired. There's a love of him. I don't know if he's trying to get in Pence's good graces, if he sees the writing on the wall for Trump, but this is looking like something to do with Pence for me. I could be totally wrong. So,
or if Pence just told him, this is how you play,
yeah, because this person is also a purist with the lilies here.
So Johnny, pull some cards on it. Is Pence involved in this? Well, I take them through my cards. I've got, this is done for practical reasons, but what's that woman's name? And we're going to read on this in a minute too. What's the evangelical woman's name? Tallulah just did a reading on her.
Paula White.
Paula White. It could be like a Paula White kind of person, like telling him this is what you do. So it's, he's being foolish. It's a leap of faith because he's in prison, so he's got to do something. So it's an illusion. Oh, look, I found Jesus. I love Jesus. But meanwhile, he's working together with people on dark money stuff. But, this is all an illusion of, I'm bonded with Jesus. He's laying in his jail cell and he's gotten too much attention. And I feel like, he's trying to hang on to his money, but he also has anxiety about it, his pardon, because he's waiting on his pardon. So I feel like part of it is to make it look better if Trump pardons him. Or Pence if Trump is gone.
Who said he found Jesus? Did he say that?
Yeah.
Was Roger Stone connected to Pence, or was it through Manafort that he was connected to?
Well, he and Manafort ran one of the biggest lobbying firms, mostly for Republicans in Washington, D.C. They represented Reagan. They worked for so many Republicans, as well as foreign people, foreign countries. They represented the Marcoses. Remember Imelda Marcos and all her thousands of pairs of shoes in the or Philippines.
It's interesting. I don't know why I was picking up Pence on that one.
they've got some crooked ties to foreign leaders and dignitaries.
Oh Lord.
I get it is a very Lord. I get it's a very strict person. So, because I get Hod is about submission, and then Shatiel, this is the angel of silence. This is my card for like death, so dying unto oneself. And then Shel, this is supposed to be happy in the face of unhappiness, and so this is being born again. So this is whoever that person is. It's one of those type of people. For whatever reason, I too get it's at the very least somebody with white hair. I do get that too.
Yeah.
Because that's what that is. But I'm not sure who it is. But I do get somebody with white hair. I asked, how did he find Jesus? Let's assume nothing. And I just say, how did he find Jesus? If he said he found Jesus. Wheel of Fortune, turning of the fate is possibly how. This is not funny, but it's funny. I get the RuPaul card here with the worlds.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
So at the end, he has a wheel of fortune, a turn of fate. That's where he drew his strength from. I still do get that someone spent time, money, and information with him. So whoever it is, again with the white hair, whoever it is, is.
I just pulled a couple of cards on that, Johnie. How did he find Jesus? And I got in a fight. It gave him a different perspective, like he was fighting somebody in jail.
Oh Lord.
Oh my God. So let's look at your thing, Johnie. We were talking about this the other day about does Trump want to start a nonprofit church? You know, like a Paula White kind of.
Because he can't start a charity. So I guess his 501c3 may be just revoked, so he can't do nonprofit. But Paula White is his spiritual advisor. And I am pretty sure that she can teach him how to open up a church. So I just want to know if he was ever going to try to do that as his next venture of tax-free money.
Tax-free money and money laundering. Because we know churches don't ever give to charity, so he doesn't have to worry about that part of it and getting in trouble.
Nobody knows more about the Bible than him.
See, I can see him up in the pulpit. I know all the best people. Roger Stone, Steve Bannon, and Jesus.
Paul and Silas.
Stephen Miller and Jesus.
I don't get he would. I get like there's some sort of workaround that he would have to do. I get the 5 of Wands, like there is conflict there with the Tower. Because of the abrupt end for the last time, he is still weighed down by regulation. But there is someone else who could with the 3 of Wands. So this is actually probably already off the ground, or maybe he just gets a kickback from somebody else's church or something like that. But yeah, he's going to be involved with one.
I think so too. What are you getting, Becca?
I have the book, the site, and the stars. This is saying that this could quite literally be a book like the Bible, or a secret that is suddenly revealed, but it's ending here with the stars, which is positive. This could be saying that they might be perhaps in the planning stages and mapping it out right now. But he's hopeful, or it's a wish here to do that.
Yeah. So. I get that he's kind of stuck, so I feel like, it's going to have to be in someone else's name, so here's Trump. But at the root of this, I've got his family. So I think he's going to work it around somehow with family and a new action, and moving into action on that. He's going to be hanging on to the money in it, but he's got a partner. But he has to stay separated from it. He has to look like he's not a part of it.
Yeah.
So
skimming indirectly through family.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of dishonor in it, so a lot of ripoff in it.
Well, Melania could open one. Melania and Barr, and it could be in their names or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He could get Kanye West to do it with him.
Two sides of the same coin, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Or I thought the stars as well. That could also be something that is televised on the media to make him a star. Mm-hmm. So maybe some sort of televangelist sort of church where you can just put it on TV, you know, like
Paula White is a very big deal in the televangelistic community.
Oh, is she?
Yes.
Okay.
Like very big deal.
He could get on there and talk and be a celebrity. He just can't have his name attached to it.
Yeah. And still skim off of it in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Like she has a mega church like TD Jakes and all those people.
Oh, Lord.
Because she was part of TD Jakes' little coalition at one point.
Mm-mm-mm.
Come to my church. All the Dems are going to hell.
Yeah.
They're evil. But do not Dems. Come over here with me and Satan, the devil, and the tarot deck.
Which is so strange because her church was primarily African American when she first started, too.
Yeah.
And now she's with Trump.
So should we look at Laura Bassett and Chris Matthews? So
I was reading some more, and so what prompted was Rachel did a interview with Warren, and something from that sparked Laura Bassett, who is a freelance journalist, to write a op-ed for GQ magazine, I believe it was, and she was detailing how the sexual harassment from Chris Matthews was received, because when she went to meet him, I guess she was on his show at one point as a journalist, he hit on her, he flirted, he said a whole bunch of gross and disgusting, inappropriate things. So she wrote that op-ed, and then next thing you know, he retires. So I did a reading actually already, how he viewed it, how he views this situation, and how she views this situation, and it's very strange how he views it, but I just want to know, like, she's getting death threats now, because that's how the internet works. Because she took down, a liberal hero, apparently. And so I just want to know what's going on in this situation now. Like, is he going to face more backlash? Is this over since he retired, or
is he going to get a lawsuit? Or
she didn't say she was pressing charges or nothing. She just wrote the op-ed, and then next thing you know, this came out. So is there more people in the wings or something?
There's always
more pressing charges than.
There's always more women that start coming out. As soon as they get one, then it's like a whole bunch of them start coming out.
So what do you want me to ask, Johnny? Is there more coming out for Chris Matthews, or what is the outcome going to be for Chris Matthews? Like,
what I'm really curious about is I want to see from y'all's perspective, how does he view this situation? And then how does
Chris Matthews view this situation?
Yes.
Okay.
Because when I did the reading, it was quite interesting how he saw this. Then maybe we can see if there'll be more.
It's interesting. I'm getting like a plan. He sees it as a plan they moved into action on, like it was premeditated. He thought he was secure, but it feels like work was getting very difficult, like he was losing maybe some ratings and things, and that in a way it might have been that he he thinks they might have been trying to end his cycle because of losing his celebrity power, because his challenge is his celebrity to keep him rising in the ratings is what I'm getting, because he was battle weary. So he sees it as something very sneaky, using a woman, you know, and bringing it into work. It feels to me like he thinks it was paid for, paid her to say it. Like he thinks it's kind of an illusionary thing.
I'm getting here the letter, the stars, the anchor, the clouds, and the dog. This could be something about something that was written online, or something that was written that got put out in the media, that is quite possibly causing a lot of confusion around his stability and also his celebrity status here with the stars inside of an institution, an organization here. And there's some serious confusion around a friend here. There is an institution that he called home that, you know, quite possibly paid him very well, and it was very secure money here. And then there's something going on here with people and gossip that are being kept secret right here. So this is gossip and stuff on the media, and then this is gossip that's being clouded over and confusing, and then here it's kept quiet. So like backdoor deals perhaps, or private conversations in regards to this institution. If this is in reference to the company that employed him, they're secure and the money's secure there, but there's a notice around them. Some sort of I don't know if this is a legal notice, because if this is a letter and this is the institution, this could be a legal notice. This could also be a notice from the company itself that has to do with the media and the media getting into people's homes. I don't see the moon here, so I can't talk about something weird about around his career and his reputation. But I am seeing that some people are going to remain quiet and not going to talk, and this person's not going to talk. So, but it's causing a lot of confusion here. And he looks like he's confused. So he might have an awareness of some people that may have been talking or gossiping, or people that know stuff that aren't going to talk, or from the word getting out. And you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, MSNBC is owned by NBC. You know, they're in the same building, because Rachel was talking about that when NBC lost their CEO to sexual allegations. So that building has had an issue before. So that may be part of why they're trying to keep it real quiet.
Yeah, because they're keeping it quiet here. They're putting a lid on it. So
what
did there's more coming out then?
What did you get your reading on it, Johnny, when you did it?
I got that he feels like he's sort of being Bill O'Reilly, to where he had no chance, that this was them sort of running roughshod over him. Like he doesn't feel like he has any real fault in this.
Let's see where it's going from here.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
I have to mute my mic because I have to shuffle my cards here.
You can shuffle on mic.
It's really loud.
I've got some kind of plan on the bottom.
I get his walking away does spark another woman to come forward with some sort of allegation. I'm not sure if it's on him or if it's on the network or like their handling of it or something like that. But there is one more woman that's coming forward. Out in the media, there will be a judgment. So although he is out of the picture, for some reason, there's going to be a lot more said about him and the network because there is an imbalance around his money as well. There's a conflict over a exiting package or something of that sort. His warning or the warning in this situation is the Seven of Swords. So something else is also going on behind the scenes that may not be the greatest in the world. There may be a little cover up here too. There will be the Fool, the new Journey, and then the Ten of Wands. So a new investigation will put MSNBC is going to get a lot more flack than he is for some reason here.
Yeah, what are you getting, Becca?
So I have the mice, the woman, the sun, the coffin, and the birds. There's some worry and anxiety around a woman, and her exposure is being kept covered up. They're covering this up. And then there's gossip around this back here about whoever this woman is. And then on this row, I got the whip, the letter, the heart, the clover, and the storks. This is talking about perhaps some sort of a letter or a document or news or a message that's coming in to do with something physical. This could be abuse or it could be sex. And I don't see how this would even be possible because he's just so, he's older in his years. But there could be gossip around some sort of a pregnancy here. Because this is a sexual, there's a message. This could be a text message, a letter, something that was written about a sexual affair with the woman, and then a pregnancy. If this is not in regards to a pregnancy, then there's another woman that talks because the storks is the Queen of Hearts. So this woman stays quiet, and then there's more that come out here with the birds. This is 7 to 12. This is one here. So
it's interesting. We're all getting that there's another woman.
And quite possibly pregnancy, but I don't see the child here. But the storks is like, babies. So, and then there's going to be investigations about the gossip that's going around, and then the woman or the women, because I got the birds over the storks. That's a small group, about 7 to 12, that may come out. But this is down the road. But one stays quiet. So.
Yeah, so I have Chris out in the cold now, but fortune's changing. He had been feeling secure, but there's exposure here with the sun. There is a new action getting ready to come out, and I've got Chris showing up here as the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands coming forward. Heartbreak and betrayal. She's standing on higher ground somehow. It's I'm getting they're going to manipulate it and gaslight what exactly is going on. But with that other woman, it's either something surprising or it's a child.
Yeah. It's weird too, because with the whip also it could, and it was whip letter. It could also mean like a record of harassment as well with the whip. So, but I don't know, you guys.
So there's one. I get the Queen of Wands too. There's another woman coming forward.
Mm-hmm.
So why is the media not asking Tulsi Gabbard why she's not dropping out? Like, why aren't they all over her, asking her, why are you still in there? I have to go back to her for a minute.
So we're asking, why is the media not asking Tulsi Gabbard why she's still in the race?
Yeah, because they've talked to everybody else, that's dropped out. They've talked to the main ones that are still in. You see everybody on the news, but Tulsi. Except she does go on Fox News. But why is like CNN and MSNBC, why are they not questioning her, or Washington Post or somebody? Can they just not get her to respond, or why can they not pressure her to understand why she's staying in the race?
Hmm.
It's if I were a journalist, I'd be really curious to know, why are you still in there?
Maybe they can't ask her. Maybe it'll look like they're being biased and saying, you got no support, why don't you just drop out?
I'm getting that she's quite elusive here. She's got the clouds. The reading is ending with her. She's got the clouds and all this stuff ahead of her. It's like she's covering up the money. There's a contract here to launder money that's being covered up. There's a man here and a man here with these two. She's obscuring that one way, shape, or form. Or this could also mean that they're going to start an argument that loops around about her money, her funding, where her fundraising is coming from, and how that is so obscured. There is a man that has a secret, but he's being blocked some way, shape, or form. But he appears to be an investigative journalist, or this man here is an investigative journalist, but he's blocked from her somehow. There's a contract with the man here. There's arguments that are being kept private, money that is blocked or money that is delayed, a lot of shadiness and obscurity around something that is being done or investigated, and then her and some sort of a notice, a letter, a report, or a message. So I don't know if this would be her campaign manager or the person that's managing her money. But this person is like blocking and obscuring all of this. So, but there looks to be like some sort of an investigative reporter that's been trying to get to her, but it's clouded, it's delayed, it's clouded, it's blocked. So
I'm kind of getting the same thing. What are you getting, Johnie? That they can't get to her?
I get out of sight, out of mind. It's like, unless something changes to where she gets to higher ground. There was once here with the Knight of Swords, there was once a plan to chase the sly one, but they were met with regret or some disappointment, I should say. But until she loses or until she drops out, they're not going to be able to get to her. And soon, when you said that she moves around, that's the moment I drew the card that says restlessness at the bottom. The traveler, the keeper of the crossroads. So until she drops out, I don't think they're going to be able to talk to her. She can't be pinned down until she organizes her own event, like she did the other day when she said, y'all should put me in the debates.
Yeah. I get she's secure, meaning they can't get to her here. So yeah, she's been traveling a lot, but she's sneaky. They can't get to her. So even though she's lost, she's a very determined, strong-willed woman. And they can't get to her. And they approach her, they try to get something materialistic, get something concrete on her. But she's elusive. But it's funny because you were saying unless she gets to higher ground, it's like I do feel like she comes out of hiding at some point, and that's when they go into action on her. And that's probably at the time that the cycle's complete, when she finally does, drop out of the race. And I'm getting it's going to be a male journalist. Get something concrete on her.
Probably Anderson Cooper.
Or somebody at Fox News, because I did get the Fox next to the letter. Could be somebody at Fox. I mean, I don't know.
She does talk to them a lot.
Oh, yeah. She does? Okay.
Yeah, they can get to her. They're the only ones that have her number.
She does talk to them.
Or a campaign manager.
She can spin it and say, I'm talking to the opposition.
Huh.
One of our subscribers asked, did Russia hack any of our primary elections so far? We know there's propaganda out there, Russian propaganda, but have they done any hacking of our elections so far? This is for a subscriber. I've been giving lots of questions lately.
I get it's just messaging for right now. Get the Five of Swords, so there is something underhanded. But I do get messaging, and then I get my Queen of Pentacles, which is my America card. So right now, I think it's just propaganda for the time being. I only drew 3 cards, but that's what I see.
Yeah, what'd you get, Becca?
Well, here's Russia with the bear. I get that they're manipulating. They're currently working undercover, manipulating, appearing as a friend or advisors of some sort, someone that's loyal, perhaps appealing to the loyalist within the current regime here, the 45's people, but they're engaged in some sort of manipulation here. So, but they presented here as the bear. So.
Yeah, I get they're doing sneaky, underhanded things too, and it's in conjunct with the White House and another foreign leader, as well as the oligarchs. They're all in on it. But I get that they're like kind of hand tied right now as far as like hacking. So I don't think it's hacking. It's more like getting into the consciousness of America.
Yeah.
And there is a new action though that's getting ready to happen as we move forward. They're going to start playing on the emotions a lot more, and Putin's definitely behind that. So,
oh Lord,
probably coming out trying to push force the story that the Democrats are giving you the COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know we've looked at this before, but somebody asked again: will the Hunter Biden investigation backfire on Trump? A little different way of looking at it.
Will the Hunter Biden investigation backfire on Trump?
And on Trump and the GOP. In other words, they find nothing, so will it backfire? Will they look silly? Or will they look great because they find something?
I get, for whatever reason, their hands are extremely tied. I get the Justice card in both the Hangman and the Two of Swords. So not only do they not find anything, and they've sacrificed a lot of money, resource, and time for zero good reason anyway, but they do reach a crossroads to where they have to decide whether or not we're going to continue this line of investigation, because possibly, just possibly, I get a little something coming in here. They uncover something that looks bad on somebody on their side. Don't know how that is, but that's when they come to the decision of whether or not to press forward.
Back up.
So yes, backfire, yes.
Yes. What are you getting, Becca?
I'm getting that the organization here, this could be the Senate, this could be a committee that's set forth to investigate. They're going to be burdened, and they're going to have sacrifices, and then there's a loss here. They're going to lose.
Yep, I'm getting.
And the public will be aware of their corruption here. It doesn't work out as planned. Let's just say it that way.
Yeah. I get, it's betrayal, it's bullying. They're going to have to walk away from it because, America is watching here. And, they're either going to delay it or walk away from it. Yeah. So, it's going to go nowhere.
Yeah.
Another nothing burger.
My question is, if they're pulling that one, why can't the House just be like, hey, let's drag in Ivanka and Jared in by their ear and question how they made $84 million while they've been sitting in office. You know, like I don't know. Not that anybody pays attention to any subpoena, but you can still do it, you know, at least to give the appearance of we can play dirty too. Actually, they would be playing honest, in my view.
Yeah.
They're just doing it out in the open at this point. But
I have to ditch a page. Let's see. I had another viewer ask, Lev Parnas has been very quiet after promising he would release stuff every week. Is he playing both sides with Russia and the US? Is he playing kind of double agent games?
It's a good way to stay alive.
Give me a second.
Is he playing both sides of the aisle here? So I get a no, I get a yes, but a no. There was once, and it was just maybe even recently dissolved, but there is the hermit here. So this is the person, he is sequestered. I do get the King of Cups, which is that oligarch influence, but I get the foreign leader as well. So this is a lot of Russian influence. This is a lot of some other country too. Influence, because I get the Russia for King of Cups and then I get foreign leader for the Emperor. So there was an ending to that in particular agreement with that 10 of Swords and that 4 of Wands, and he is now trapped. This is also jail, but he is also trapped in an agreement with somebody else. This is not necessarily the Democrats, but it is someone
like the feds or
who works for them, or would not works for them, would be the thing that they do benefits their case. I'll say it that way. But he is in a period or point of sacrifice right now.
What are you getting, Becca?
So I asked if he's playing both sides. I got the birds here, which is talking using your voice. I got the mountain, which is blocks. He's not talking. He's delayed from blocking to the public. So no, he's not playing both sides. I asked what was going on with him right now. Interesting, because we have an invitation here and some sort of worry and anxiety about two houses. One could be the administration, one could be the family, one could be the house. So a few houses here. On this bottom row, I'm seeing the whip, the snake, the fox, the birds, and the moon. There's a lot of arguing, and they're looking at false records here of gifts, and false records here in regards to gifts for women for physical activity. I'll just put it that way.
Okay.
And it looks like there's documents here, voicemails, voice transcripts with the letter knighting over to the birds, text messages, voicemails, transcripts, voice recordings. Not only with the family and the people within the family, there's 1, 2, 3 women here. One is the new one that was the mistress. The other one is younger. And there's one here that plays both sides. So I don't know if this was a friend to one of these at one time or another, or worked with one, either the younger one or the new wife here to the family. But he's got all of it, and they're shining a light on the family. But there's ongoing investigations here. That's why he's lit. Like, this thing went all sorts of different directions.
Yeah, I'm getting that too. He's behind the scenes working out all the details, and if there's that many women involved, I can see why it's taken a while.
Yeah.
I get that he's working with the courts, but he is going to bring out information about moneyed news with in regards to Russia, something that's going to be quite shocking. But he's giving up the secrets with the courts, and he's out in the cold from Russia now. I laid that as a clarifier on it. He is talking about all their plans, all their cover-ups, and he was at one time, I think, working both sides, chained to the devil on both sides. But I don't feel like he is now. So
there's also, I'm seeing Melania, Ivanka, another woman here, and then there's one that's a redhead that was covert undercover, and there's false records around that.
That's probably Maria Butina.
Yep. So 1, 2, 3. There's several women. I got the crossroads right over the birds. That's 7 to 12 women here that are playing a role in this some way, shape, or form. And I'm only getting one man and a younger man here. So probably the head of the household here with the house, and the younger one that's physically active. That would be Junior. So he's got the dirt.
Let's try asking this. Will Lev Parnas start? Will we start seeing more from him before the elections in 2020? Will we start seeing him release more info before November elections?
Oh, there's really bad news coming out. Real bad news.
For who?
I'm seeing the clouds, which is the king of clubs. That's a man. And the snake, which is the queen of clubs here, which is a woman. These are a pair. There's news coming out about this pair right here, a man and a woman. They're partnered somehow. That's what's coming out.
It's the man, dead or alive.
I don't know, Jen. I don't know. But this is a couple right here.
Couple.
They're together somehow.
I got the tower on the bottom, so something's going to break open before the elections. What are you getting, Johnny?
I get got the Two of Pentacles here. So there's at least one story that is going to break probably sometime in the spring. So maybe May-ish. It does cause a bit of controversy here because, again, they have receipts. They don't just release stories. They have recordings and stuff you can't deny. We have always seen there is something coming out that he can't stop. Maybe it is coming from him. So we're getting this is some sort of something that he is. It could go either way. Like it could go really good for him or really bad for him. That's why I get the Two of Pentacles there. Then he gets a sort of reinvigorated look from the White House and those in charge and those around Donald Trump. There is a very big risk that he is going to take submitting this information to the public, because I have that sort of powerless thing here, that sort of even sacrifice here in the fear, and it is going to be a possible burden. Burden is the wrong word. It's going to be a heavy load to carry for him to keep doing this type of thing. Because if their ultimate goal is to try to bring down Trump to do what? You know, you're trying to get him out of office. You can't really get him out of office without a resignation. So you have to put it into account. Is this actually something that could happen? But in the end, after all of the GOP pressure, is sort of alleviating, he does come from a position of strength. And this is when you could possibly see his voice coming back again in the whole threats and things like that. But there is something else coming out. There's at least one more story that I get.
So I got curious and I pulled cards on that.
Yeah, I get there's one more, like he's bonding with the investigators, and he's presenting the information. He's working out all the details. He's got one more big gift, one more big one. And then I get he kind of walks away, like he might get off on a lighter sentence because of everything he's giving up.
So I don't mean to divert us again, but I got curious and asked what new information will he be delivering. I got the man, which is him, the letter, the fish, the stars, the tower. There's a record between him and another man that has money that's going to a media outlet this way. Financial payments, records of payments. There's also something here in regards to a bank that's going to be in the media, a record of some sort of a bank that's in the media. So I'm not sure if that's Deutsche or another bank, but it's around business and money here with the fish. So more money stuff coming out.
More bank info.
Mm-hmm.
So let's ask that also. Will all the Deutsche Bank records come out before the election? Are we going to finally get these? Actually, let's ask if we'll get them by June. If they'll be released by June. We've been messing around a long time with Deutsche Bank.
So we're asking if the Deutsche Bank records will be released by June of 2020, Jen?
By June of 2020.
Okay.
Narrow it down, see if it's coming out. It's so hard to tell time with cards that if you put a date on it, sometimes you can get a clearer answer.
I think a record instead of records. Like there is something. He still has a very huge shield in front of his finances, but there is something here with the Seven of Pentacles. This is something deep-seated, deep-rooted. So this is his financial history around the Devil, but the Devil is reversed. So they do lose a bit of their grip. It's not damaging, I don't think. Here with the Judgment reversed, the Five of Swords is still in opposition. They still have an unfair advantage when it comes to his finances. This ends in the Two of Swords reversed, so this is not really it's not a thing that can take to court and says, okay, he needs to get out because we have proof that he's a foreign agent or that he's bought by another government, even though that proof exists. I don't think that's not what they're going to get.
What are you getting, Becca?
I asked if we would, the Deutsche Bank records would be out by June. I got the anchor, the fish, which is the money that we're asking about, and then the crossroads. There's still a choice that needs to be made here, a decision that needs to be made. There's a man and a woman here considering some sort of a choice. Here, I asked when. I got 10:23. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm getting there's kind of something slowing it down because I get he's got friends at Deutsche Bank, so right now it's kind of secure. It would be hard work to get it. Mm-hmm. And then I asked, will we get them later? And I got from the bank victory that we'll hear about that. I get the Sword of Truth. I kind of disagree with you on this one, Johnie. I do think it'll show some overseas involvement. When I laid a clarifier on that, I think it's going to show a little bit more of the overseas involvement and the betrayal that's happened. there's something very false in the records. There's some lies in the records, and they're going to take time to go over it. But there's something very false in the records that's going to take more investigation.
Jeez.
So, are we going to have any more whistleblowers on Trump before the elections? Artie's joining us again.
Hi, Artie.
In any area of interest, will we have any more whistleblowers?
So will we have any more?
Whistleblowers on Artie? All right, now you're messing with my StreamYard.
Before the election, will there be more whistleblowers on Trump before the election?
I don't know how he did that, but he just reshuffled and moved Johnie to the bottom of the screen.
There you are, Johnie.
He's such a smart cat. He knows more about the computer than I do. Stay back.
I get 5 of wands, so there is a conflict here. With the 5 of swords, so there is an unfair advantage, which means that these people have information everybody else does not have. So it's possibly an agency like a CIA or something that has intelligence. I'll say it that way. There is plans for this to happen already. I think there are documents in the hand of someone else. With the 7 of Pentacles, like I said, this is planted information, justice, and temperance. They're working with, maybe we shouldn't say, but they're working with other avenues to, I don't think this is something they're going to go to the newspaper with. I think it's something they go to people who can do something about it with, because I get justice and temperance. But yes, somebody else is passing along information.
I feel like somebody's talking right now, cooperating, talking right now, moving forward, big changes with that. It's another transition time for us. They're going to sit on it for a little bit. This is something that happened a while back. I do think it'll come out to the public, like we're going to hear about it eventually, because I asked, are we going to hear? And I get my America card and celebration. So that's like a yes to me, that it involves a foreign leader. What are you getting, Becca?
I'm getting that the ongoing abuse is deeply rooted. And I'm also getting that there might be an abundance of people here that are privy to or may have witnessed gambling for with money for gifts. So, and with the fish here, this is markets, trade, stock markets, just money. So perhaps people that were involved in insider trading here. But it looks like it's deeply rooted what they're doing, and it's ongoing. So yeah, more. Yep.
So I love this question. One of our subscribers asked, does Nancy have a plan besides voting Trump out? You guys, subscribers, you guys have the best questions. I love it. I get when I post those things and get you to give me questions. We never get to them all, but I try to write as many of them down as I can. Does Nancy have a plan besides voting Trump out? And if so, what is it?
I get there is investigations into money and abuse of power, but they're both being held up. So, does she have a plan? Does she have an effective plan? No. But does she have a plan? Sure. Like, I get that her work is to investigate, but because she does have a strategy for it, but it's abuse of power and money. But both of them are being held up by that 10 of Wands. And like in the end, with the 3 of Cups, she does get with the 2 other people, that 3 of Cups that we always get. She does find a way. I don't think it's her doing the investigation at that point, but she does find a way. Maybe this is when he's out of office to actually corner him and bring him to judgment. But this is not going to happen as of right now because it's being held up.
I get kind of the same thing. What are you getting, Becca?
So I asked if she has a plan other than the election. I got the clover, the tower, the ring. There's an opportunity for government because there's a contract or some sort of an agreement that was made. I asked what her plan was. I got the key, the garden, the heart, the whip, the coffin. She's got evidence about something in the public or within the party, a sexual affair, and then a death or an ending here. So I don't know.
She's got information on a death.
Evidence on a death, evidence to something that ended, ending, and an evidence around something that was in the public around sexual affairs that came to an end. They shut it down. They ended it. And this could also be a death. A death here with the whip right before it. This is something that would be used to punish. So like a belt, a whip, a broom, a cord that you can use to punish someone. So I'm just going to leave that there. And this can be quite literally a death. So
yeah,
there's evidence around that.
I'm getting she's still trying to get to communication. So whether it's wire transfers or emails or whatever, there's something, or it's taxes, whatever. She's still trying to get the tangible communication stuff and tangible things about his money. She is moving forward. I pulled my Nancy card here. She is moving forward. She's having to juggle a lot right now because there's so much that's been going on for so long with Trump in our government. But I guess she's standing on higher ground. So she's got something new on Russia also. So I don't know if that's coming from like Lev Parnas, if he's talking with her or who, but she's got something new on Russia and Putin. She's got something new, tangible on their thievery. Could be with the election meddling or something. She still feels secure. She still feels like she's like she could pull a rabbit out of a hat at any moment to me. I've got that security card. Like she's
probably because they know they're going to get the presidency, and he's not immune from prosecution then, or at the very least he can get, or she can get, or at the very least some Democratic president can get some cooperation with prosecuting Donald Trump. They won't prosecute a sitting president, even though that's not a law. It's just unspoken rule. But after that, all hands on deck.
Mm-hmm.
So Scotland's investigating Trump also, and money laundering and his property in Scotland, maybe gotten illegally or something. Let's see if how that's going to go. Not that we would extradite our president to Scotland, right? We could all dream. Please, Scotland, take him. We do have our Ides of March this week. talking to everybody. You are.
Hey, Artie.
Yep. Ooh, there's a conflict going on. See, but even if we can't extradite a sitting president, right? If they bring it out in the open, like, look what we found, can do some damage.
Means they'll have proof, and then it's not something that Republicans can ignore. Well, they can ignore it, but at the very least, Democrats can use it for maybe possibly a second impeachment, second trial, something of that nature.
I'm actually getting a yes, they're going to find stuff. What are you guys getting?
Well, I've done this one before. I got the same thing. He'll pay a fine. I get the 6 of Pentacle, and you wouldn't pay a fine if they didn't find anything, because I do get my Queen of Wands. That's my judge. 3 of Wands, that's overseas, and then the World, that is foreign matters. So yeah, they'll find something.
Yeah, I got that very much too. What'd you get, Becca?
So I got the Clover, the House, which is property, the Storks, the Moon, and the Woman. There was something around opportunity to transfer properties, perhaps something that he or his family is recognized for, and then a woman. I'm also seeing the Whip, the Clouds, the Crossroads, the Dog, and the Tower. This is covering up abuse of several channels, and then there's a lawyer or an advisor here. There's several women involved here. One of them may have to appear before court. There's one woman here, here, and here. And one of them may have to present in court. There's going to be legal issues here, several legal issues with advisors for something that they've covered up around property. Let me see. And then a career advisor or a prominent advisor, a family friend as well that's involved in this somehow. I don't get any money cards though. No money cards other than the house, which is property. So the money may be tied up in property and it's hidden, covered up in the properties, but there's channels of stuff that's leaving and returning. Not necessarily transactions, but how stuff is leaving and returning the properties, and the person in the institution that was perhaps doing it for them. But I'm seeing 3 women involved here.
Now, I got a woman in mind. I'm just looking it up, and I think Ian might be in here. Maybe he can help. The leader of Scotland is a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if she would be passing down this investigation or if she started this investigation. I don't know how that works, but I just thought I'd look that up and see if that's
Yeah, because I'm seeing the woman over the tower. So this could be a woman that goes to court. This could be a woman in government. But there's 2 women here too, with the Storks and the Crossroad. There's 2 women in the family that are involved in covering stuff up of abuses, of how they were abusing and putting something through a cycle, like spinning it, cleaning it out here. Because the whip is actually the broom and whip. So you use a broom to sweep, you know what I mean? So clean. 2 women and an advisor here.
Ian saying, yes, you're right, Johnie, it's a woman. So, so I'm getting like it's a network and Trump and all tied to the devil. Yeah, and I'm getting victory that they're going to find some of this money overseas, how it was shifted around. So, it's going to end up in the courts.
Yeah.
But there's going to be some evidence of money laundering. That's my money laundering card. So
I think they've done it in such a way that it's obscured, the way that they've moved it and transferred it around here. And then you got the clouds right here. But this person that's an advisor, some sort of legal advisor or an associate that's in the government, he's got his nose on the trail, this guy here, and he uncovers a lot of stuff. So I don't know, you guys.
Something's getting ready to come, right?
Mhm.
Will we see any of the sealed indictments from Mueller unsealed before the elections? My gut tells me no, because Barr will, and there's Mueller on the bottom of my deck. Barr will sit on those.
So you wanted to know if we're going to get any more of the sealed indictments, Jen, before November?
Before November 2020.
Okay.
Will any of the sealed indictments be unsealed?
Hmm. Oh, yes, ma'am. And it has to do with the legacy, 2 of them.
I got the charging in on the bottom too. Yeah, and that first card I pulled was 2 of Pentacles. Could be 2.
Mm-hmm. 2 of them.
Sitting on it right now. Hung up, sitting on it. What else are you getting, Becca?
Well, I got the clover, the key, and the tree. This is saying, because the key is sitting right in the middle, it could identify 2 that are in the legacy here with the tree. It could also be saying that it will identify, with these 2 added up, quite possibly 7 more, but they're linked to the legacy somehow. But yes, and the evidence of this is deeply rooted, and it's growing. There's more stuff growing out of this. This thing's going to keep growing too. But I was under the impression that this was done, but it kind of branched off, didn't it? And did Barr shut everything down, or did it keep branching off?
Well, he kind of tried to stop everything, from coming out, before the election and stuff. But what are you getting, Johnny? Are you getting a yes?
Ace of Wands, the Chariot, and the 10 of Cups. So there is definitely a new action that I think the somehow or another there is an investigation within a committee that prompts the need for a resource that is possibly sealed in one of these indictments, or they already have this information. But basically, yes, there will be, and it has something to do with foreign influence and foreign money too.
Are you getting it someone within the family? Because I'm kind of getting that too, and I think Becca was kind of alluding to that.
At the 10 of Cups.
Yeah, that's what I got. The 10 of Cups, like it's someone in the family, a new one. Yeah. I feel like it's like 2 of the 3. It definitely shows betrayal. But yeah, it's not going to be good. Stabbed in the back and regrets and mourning and grieving and crying and spilt. So maybe we should look at the children again. We haven't looked at them in a while, right? You want to pull 3 cards on each? How's the
children of the corn?
How are the children doing from now till the election? Let's pull 3 cards on each one. Eric, Ivanka, and Full Junior.
Oh, Don Jr.'s in for it.
Do you have a well done, devil? I love it when you pull the devil and say, well done, devil.
I don't, but I mean, you can kind of pull that out of there. I mean, that's not that much of a stretch. I have the 10 of Swords, the Judgment, and the Wheel of Fortune. So his luck is sort of running out, but it's running out because of something. Like the 10 of Swords is not a sudden thing. You see one sword after the other after the other. You're kind of doing this to yourself. Ivanka gets some light shed upon something that she was a part of, but not as active as one might think. So this may be like a namesake thing. to where she gets investigated because she was involved, just not hands-on. The other boy, he gets some bad news from lawyers, and it cost him some money. So the boys definitely. I'm not sure about the Ivanka part, but she's got to be because she's a little more in the loop than the rest of them. But she does get something shed upon her involvement. Gets some light shed upon it.
I'm kind of getting a vibe that Ivanka, it might actually be connected more to Jared than her.
Okay, let me do 3 for him.
Maybe pull 3 on Jared too,
because she's just like in the sphere. I don't see it actively with her.
Because I'm getting the tower for her, but I think it's maybe more Jared.
Yes, him. Okay, so Ace of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, and 5 of Swords. So yeah, it's him. He's one of the kids now too.
He's one of the kids.
Yeah.
He's the other daughter.
Kids is actually
Oh,
mercy. I ain't fooling with you.
What did you get, Becca? So I can come up with some more snarky things to say.
So I pulled cards on Beavis and Butthead. So Eric and Junior, and then Ivanka and Kushner here. Eric is looking like he might be having some problems in his marriage that might become public. Also something in regards to contracts within an organization that have been being abused here. For Butthead over here, I'm seeing a letter, a document, a report. I got the letter, the fox, and the mice. This could be some sort of a notice of fraud and thievery, message of fraud and thievery, message of an investigation into corruption. This is bad. Ivanka here is looking like upgrading her money gets cut off. That pay raise she was going after, that gets cut off. The other daughter, Kushner, he gets put on trial for lying. This way, I got the snake, the man, and the cross. He's betrayed or sacrificed, and he lied for lying. That's what I'm getting.
Wow.
So, short and sweet.
You know what was funny? Beavis and Butthead were blonde and brunette too, just like Eric and
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I get Don Jr. gets an offer he doesn't like. He's at the center of it. And he's full junior. So what are you gonna say, right? I get Eric's like a little bit out of the loop of it, whatever's coming down. Like he's not in it this time. Like he hasn't been drawn into it this time as much. He is kind of in the circle, but not
directly,
not as directly. And I get it has with Eric what they're looking at is something to do with travel with him. So God knows, wasn't it Uruguay and all these other places he's traveled to?
Everywhere.
Ivanka, I got my legal card, and the tower and the moon is going to be pretty treacherous. And I was like, well, is it Ivanka or is it Jared? And I get it's her love, something that's been going on, something he manipulated. Yeah, I think Jared might be looking at jail time, where Ivanka, she's like, I'm a mom, I can't go to jail.
I'm wondering because Butthead got the letter, the fox, the mice. I'm wondering if, because the letter could be quite literal, if this is going back to the Mueller report about something that he did that was manipulative, or perhaps with a spy with the fox that was corrupt. And then Kushner was right underneath that for lying. So perhaps he lied to investigators or whatever, and he gets put on trial for that. And they caught him. You know what I mean? And he gets put on trial. But I'm wondering if it links it back to the Mueller report for Butthead.
But the sealed indictments came from the Mueller report, so it definitely would. Yeah.
Okay.
And then who is it? Judge Howell's sitting on all those sealed indictments.
Jeez.
There's another judge who has demanded from the Justice Department the unredacted Mueller report. While we're talking about that.
Oh, okay.
Because she has basically said that Barr is doing underhanded things, and his analysis of the Mueller report is like completely wrong, even from reading the redacted version. And she's demanding the unredacted from the Department of Justice. Now, we may not see it, but this judge, and it's a Republican judge. Actually, it's a man.
From Bush, a Bush appointee, right?
Yeah, I can't remember his name. I wrote it down somewhere, but of course I can't find my notes fast enough when I'm on here. Yeah, I can't find it. So anyway, there's a judge that's demanding it. Will they get the unredacted Mueller report?
Well, they being who? The judge?
Yeah, the judge. Federal judge. I tell you, I think a lot of these federal judges are going to start ganging up on the DOJ here.
These cards are quite gossipy tonight. They're like, you pulled this out the drawer. We're ready to party.
Judge Reggie Walton. What's his name?
Walton, that's it. That's it.
Judge Reggie Walton.
What'd you get, Miss Gossipy?
Hold on, girl. I'm still pulling. Oh, it's gonna talk a lot, and it's going to drop names. I asked if he was going to get the full unredacted report. I got the clouds, which is talking about what they've been obscuring and shadowing over now. Following that, I have the bouquet, which is a positive card, and then it's followed by the heart here, which is also a positive card. So yes, whatever they've done gets revealed. Also, there's something going on here with an affair to a woman, and also a man that is involved, but a woman that is bad weather here. I don't know how that plays out because I thought the Mueller report was in regards to Russia.
Well,
I asked what the report was going to reveal. I got the clover, the ship, the stars, the what is this? The mountain and the mice. So this is an opportunity for something that was going on overseas that's been blocked and delayed because of thievery. And they're quite nervous about it. Under that, I got the letter, which is the report. Next to that, I got the crossroads. So there's multiple areas of the report that are talking about multiple sources of avenues where stuff is coming in from overseas. I have the whip, the coffin, and the birds. So the it looks like what they've blacked out here with the coffin, what they have completely blacked out. Could be these two mirror each other here, the letter and the birds. This report could be talking about interviews that they've had with people and what those people had to say. And it could also be a report that, what's the technical term? Like a speaking report or something like that. It's a report that speaks. And I'm also seeing more evidence of more obstruction here, trying to end something that was coming in from overseas, like trying to end that from coming out. I see laundering and thievery, and I'm seeing something else that was going on overseas that got shut down. What are you guys getting? There's a woman here. That's all I'm getting. It's there's one woman in particular that was foreign. She was foreign. What are you guys getting?
I'm getting a yes. Are you getting a yes, Johnny?
I am. You go first because I have another question.
Yeah, because I'm getting what do I have on the bottom? I have to look. Oh, yeah, like the plans, being prepared. I have the Sun card, which is a yes. I have my Ace of Swords also, which is a yes, which is Sword of Truth coming out. And I get the White House, the thievery, and who they were partnering with. I didn't pull as many cards as you, but I'm getting 2 yes cards on that. So Judge Walton, get ready.
So I figured this would surely be evidence tampering, and so therefore illegal, therefore too big of a risk. But will they get, the unredacted Mueller report? Fine. Is it unedited? Like, is everything that was originally in there still in there? That's what I want to know. I get Queen of Wands, that's the judge. And then I get weighed down with the 10 of Wands, but this is just basically a hard fight that's now coming to an end. I do get there is a indecision and then there is a judgment. So the indecision breaks. But then I get the Hermit, which is the investigation, and then you have the illumination, which is great. That's the report. And then it's met by the Tower. So there is an abrupt end to something, but then there is a gigantic change. So what I wanted to know is, will it be unedited? And I get the Devil. I pulled it from a whole nother deck, and I'm like, surely that's...
Yeah, is it unedited, unmanipulated?
I'm saying that there's multiple reports, you guys. It's not, but there was 2 volumes to the Mueller report, right?
It was huge. But it covered so many things. Like, because yes, he had he was supposed to focus on the Russia thing, but while looking at that, all this other stuff came up. That's where all the other indictments came through from. And
I tried to ask your question, Johnny, like, is it unedited? Is it unmanipulated? And it knew the question I was asking because it's the structure of the report, right? Mm-hmm. But I get this whole other thing in the card. Like, okay, Spirit, you want me to look at this? Let's look at this. I get Nancy, like she gets cooperation, like she gets a version of it also. Again, like a connection she gets that gives her a little different perspective on something, because something that's in the report, and it has to do, I asked, well, what is it? And I got betrayal, something surprising, and justice. It shows something in the planning stages of his election. So it's something campaign, either campaign finance or campaign strategy, something in the planning stage of his election that's in there. So again, goes back to that's why Michael Cohen's in jail, campaign finance fraud.
Yeah.
Stormy weather, right?
Yeah, the stormy weather stuff.
Stormy woman.
Is that how they caught him, was through Mueller?
Yes.
Yep.
So that's why she was showing up, the affair with the bad weather. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I asked if it was unedited. I got the Scythe, the Child, and the Crossroads. This is saying that there may have been small portions that have been cut out and separated.
That's evidence tampering, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So will we find out? Because it was funny because I did a channel video with Marjorie Merriweather Post last spring, and she was saying the report was much longer, like thousands of pages, where we were told it was 468 or something like that pages.
Yeah.
She was like, it's like 2,000, like Gothic novel.
Yeah. And on my mirrors on this spread, I had the letter here and the mice up here. That means that they take away.
Something taken away from the document.
Yeah, they make it smaller. It takes away. So
that's evidence tampering.
Yeah. So
don't you know that William Barr is that's totally in his wheelhouse. He's like, you name it, I'll do it.
Let's me ask this question then. Will Barr get caught evidence tampering, or will we ever get the full Mueller report? Or maybe both? 3 cards on each?
I'm going to ask if will there be evidence that William Barr tampered with the report? I guess.
That we'll find out, yeah. I just keep asking my guides to shine a light on whatever Barr is doing, because I know it's going to be down and dirty. Just keep shining a light on his evil doings.
Oh, Lord.
I'm getting
that there's
partnerships.
I'm getting that there's strong evidence of secrets, strong evidence of something that is not known. And this could quite literally be a book, like something that he covered up here, kept quiet. So strong evidence of a cover-up.
How are you getting it, Johnny?
I have the Page of Pentacle, which is the document. Then there's the Lovers and the 3 of Cups. There's also the Temperance too. So there is a lot of there's a lot involved in this. Maybe it's him and his little team. Maybe they go through, because I'm sure he's probably not going to do it by himself. Okay, so that makes sense. And then the 3 of Swords. So yes, and then the 5 of Swords, the unfair advantage. So there will be, will that mean anything? I don't know. But there will be some evidence that he has tampered with his submission. I don't know if it's evidence or not, because I don't know what it's supposed to be doing for the court. So maybe I won't call it evidence, but there is some tampering.
I get that that's something tangible too, and that Barr has partnered with someone in the White House on this, working together on it. So whether it's like a legal counsel, one of Trump's legal advisors, like what's his name, Sokolov, or one of those guys, that they worked on the report. It has been worked on, and then I get for Barr a big loss and Sword of Truth coming out. So that's my yes card. The Sword of Truth. So something's going to come out. So are we going to see Barr leave before the election? Let's end on that maybe tonight, unless you guys have something else we should look at.
Will we see Barr leave before the election?
Mm-hmm.
He's the only reason Trump is still there, really.
Yeah. That man has jumped on every single grenade. I swear. It's like, how is he still walking?
That's why he had to come out in public and say, hey, quit telling people that I'm breaking the law, because it's kind of hard to break the law when you keep telling them what I'm doing. Will he leave before the election? I get a no. I get 7 of Swords, Page of Pentacles. There is some sort of little backdoor or something. There is also documents that he is possibly working on as well. The 10 of Pentacles and the 6 of Cups. He is a protector for the child in chief. 7 of Cups and the Knight of Wands, 4 of Pentacles. This is him. Now, does he want to leave? I think yes. There is something in him that's kind of tired of doing this. But he does have an agenda, and once he continues or finishes that agenda, then maybe he might revisit leaving. But as of right now, I get the hangman, so he still has something to do. So that's where I get my no.
I'm kind of getting a yes.
Oh, please.
Or that it causes someone else to leave. Like something comes out that causes someone else to leave. Because I get like he's at the center of this whole network. He's at the, and everybody's watching him. But yeah, I've got my quid pro quo money laundering card in the past, something new in the foundation getting ready to come up. Something charging forward here. This could be a piece of paper or evidence or something. And then I got the pack your bags, you're leaving, moving on, moving out. Something that's going to be talked about is it feels like it's going to happen rather swiftly when it does happen. And I feel like it might even be because of some judges getting behind something. It feels like the judges are starting to get very anxious regarding William Barr, the federal judges.
Maybe the case is coming.
He's doing some sneaky things, like calling it into action.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a yes, because there's going to be some gossip that gets illuminated around the family and the administration, perhaps sometime around the summer here with the Sun. On this bottom double line of 5, I'm getting that his hopes and wishes have been stable and successful. He's been quite stable with what he has said in the media, but it looks like he gets quite possibly into a fight with a judge here with the Lilies. This is the king of, I believe, spades. He might get into a fight with a judge, or a judge might criticize him, like beat him, like for lying. So there may be him resigning because of abuse here. There's a woman really, really close by him. I don't know if this is his wife, but he's good to go as far as retirement money. He's really made a killing doing what he's doing, and he's secured the money for himself and to retire. But his career and his reputation come under fire for lying and betraying. And he gets into a fight with a judge, and there is a possibility of something that comes out around the summertime that gets announced that may cause a retirement here with the Lilies. So that's what I'm getting.
Wow.
We shall see.
Oh, we didn't look at Mark Meadows, our new, our 4th chief of staff. Let's do a quick spread on Mark Meadows.
What are we looking at, Jen?
He's very far right, very alt-right. Our 4th chief of staff. So is he going to get in trouble with anything before the election? Because he really is. Oh, he's having to look at Medusa, as Johnie puts it.
He said he wasn't running for re-election too, and then he gets a whole new job.
So let's just look at how his career is going to go from now till election in November 2020.
November 2020. Okay.
Yeah. How's
So if he gets put there, does he still retain his seat in the committees?
Nope. Once you're in the White House, that seat's open. Mulvaney, some advisor for Ireland or something. I forgot what they called his title.
He's a special envoy to Ireland.
Special envoy to Ireland, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just in time for St. Paddy's Day. By the way, happy St. Paddy's Day to everybody that's watching. Coming up this week. Or is that next week? No, it's next week. Never mind. We'll say it next week. I'm losing track of time, track of days.
It's finally, the days are lasting a little longer here. I think spring is here.
I can't believe I still have snow on the ground in patches, and yet when I had Lucy outside, the catnip was starting to come up.
Oh, wow.
She was quite excited and chewed it down to the ground as soon as she found it.
I get White House and government both. So he's not running for government anymore, apparently. But there is some tradition, something that goes along in the White House that he may not be able to adhere to, or maybe not carry out efficiently. I get the Judgment and the Two of Cups. So he does have an agreement with those at the top. So he is going to be the chief of staff. He is going to be able to run the White House, aka the Page of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles and the King of Swords, however, does say that there is some alliance that he is in that involves the president. So it's the president, him, and one other person, and I don't know who, but they are skimming something off the top. He gets into some sort of disagreement, though, with the Fool at some point between here and November, and we may have a fifth chief of staff. I just don't feel like he's going to stay either. He probably is messing up on a messaging somewhere.
I'm kind of getting that feeling too, that we'll have a fifth one. What are you getting, Becca?
So on this top row, I have the Child, the Bear, the Ship, the Moon, and the Cross. And I asked about his career from now until November, and the Moon showed up. That's his career and reputation. It's going to be burdened and sacrificed. There's foreign conflict going on here with the Ship over the Whip. New power for him. And something that is overseas, that is foreign, that puts a really big burden on his career and reputation. On the bottom row, I'm seeing the Tower, the Woman, the Whip, the Tree, and the clouds here. This is talking about a woman in government that's bringing some sort of argument, abuse, criticism about his legacy and what he's doing to shake things over. There's a new administration or a new position in an organization here. A powerful woman or a very protective woman. So this could be someone in a position of authority and the daughter, because this person is protective of him, of this woman here. Foreign conflict. His career legacy is in deep, 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 deep trouble. And I'm seeing legal problems here as well. Legal problems for helping to cover stuff up. And it has to do about something that's going on overseas that has to do with aggression, fighting, arguing.
He's looking at Medusa. Mm-hmm. I get, here he is coming in with his own morals and authority. I get, his challenge is to stay out of the problems. He'd like to try to stay out in the cold a little bit. He's anxious about coming in, but I feel like Trump strong-armed him. So, Medusa lured him in. There's going to be some sort of action that causes a big tower moment for him. He's going to have a lot of light shone on him, a lot of questions asked of him. It has to do with the hidden agenda he has involving money. And again, he's going to lie about it. It's something he's going to get caught in a lie. Could be interesting. I get that with that tower, like could be an abrupt sudden ending. Mm-hmm. He has a lot of connection to Russians. The area that he was, his district or whatever in North Carolina had a lot of Russians moving in there in a very expensive area of Western North Carolina, and kind of hiding out in the mountain areas in a very exclusive, expensive area. So he's got deep Russian ties.
These people.
Anything else we need to look at tonight, guys?
That's all I had.
That's all I had, Miss Jen.
Okay, so next week, whose channel are we on?
Becca's channel, I do believe.
Okay. Same time.
Yes, ma'am.
7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. That's 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Y'all do the math. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.